movie this week.
Yeah.
We're just...
Yeah. I watched a movie. He didn't. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Finding New Films. It's episode 25. Preston's back.
What's up?
Yeah. And this week we watched Blood Simple from the dreaded year of 1984. Yeah. This week was my pick. The inspiration behind this pick was the Coen Brothers. I like them, so I wanted to watch their first movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That'll it.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. So it was a really interesting movie, I think. And it's like it's almost like from a different era, because this is one of the last films the Janus Films produced. Janus Films produced The Great Dictator from 1940. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah, it was one of the last films that they were able to get their hands on. It is a pretty good success. They would later go bankrupt, but yeah, that was another reason Janus Films going out of business and that being like one of the last things they had their name on.
Nice. It really was like an old style film.
Yeah, it was very I want to say theatrical, but that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It was very like, I mean that in the way of like it felt like a stage play almost.
Yeah. Very dramatized, almost over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially through their like acting and everything. There's one performance we'll talk about specifically that's very over the top, but it's so good. Yeah, that's about it with that. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. Never gotten into it this quick, but we'll do it. Yeah. So first, that's the credits, and when we get through that, I'm gonna read the plot synopsis, and then we're gonna talk about it, and that's it. So first, the credits. Blood Simple was released in 1984, distributed by Janus Films. The runtime was 99 minutes. The writer-directors were Joel and Ethan Coen. They also edited the movie, and they did that with Don Weigman. Music was done by Carter Burwell. The camera was done by future filmmaker Barry Sonnenfeld, who would go on to make the Men in Black franchise. He also made something else that was pretty famous that I can't remember at the moment. When I'm going to look it up really quickly. Why would it come up with Jerry Sonnenfeld, the author? Jerry Sonnenfeld, not Bear.
That's such a weird...
Men in Black, excuse me. Men in Black. He also did The Wild West with Will Smith, that movie where he was in a Western.
Okay.
And they had that giant-ass spider.
Sure.
Okay.
That's so... It's such a weird to just go from...
And then he did The Addams Family. So.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. I was going to say, it's so weird to just be Men in Black, but to also do The Addams Family, that checks out. Okay.
Yeah. Fun guy. But yeah, he was the cinematographer on this. No directing credits at all. So, very interesting to have someone that would become that successful being like an underling in this situation.
Successful.
Men in Black. Yeah, I think Men in Black was pretty successful.
Was it just the first three or like all seven after?
No, it's the first three.
Okay.
Which the third one is probably the worst. I haven't even seen all of them. I've just heard this in passing. The number one apparently is probably the best.
Uh-huh.
Number two is all right, and then number three is like bad. That's what I've heard. I do not know. So, if you've heard,
comment down below your opinions on the Men in Black trilogy.
Comment your thoughts on Men in Black down in the comments. To the blood video.
The movie series Men in Black, not just
not just any FBI agent that you see.
Yeah, not just any dude wearing the color black.
Yes, wearing. Stars of the film: Frances McDormand, John Getz, Danny Hedaya, M. Emmett Walsh, and Sam Art Williams. That is actually everyone in the movie. So
there is a surprisingly few number of people.
Yeah, you can tell this movie had a $1.5 million budget. And sorry, I was going to say very few, but I meant a lot of those spaces in the movie. You can tell this movie has a very low budget.
I hadn't even like thought about it until just now. There's very few people in the movie. Even extras, there's like 10, maybe.
There's one person that has one line, and everybody else has at least like 15.
Is it the kid by the car? That's the only person I can think of.
Maybe it's 2.
Okay.
Because that was just a thing for me. That was not like a stat or anything.
But I also don't even know if that kid talked. I think the PI just talked to him.
I think there was a girl that was standing next to what's his name's character, Marty's character. There's another girl standing next to him. I think she has one line.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, that's not
The girl that was talking to
I was like, did they
Maurice at the bar.
stand
Yeah.
in? Just use the stand-in for like a face shot.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, very few people in this movie.
Yeah.
And very few locations, like you said.
Yeah.
There's like 4
Yeah.
locations. It's all the same.
Yeah. Let's just get into the plot so we can start talking about it. So I'm gonna read the plot synopsis now. Yeah. Anyways, here we go. The blood simple is as follows. Bartender Ray and housewife Abby are driving through a heavy downpour at night, discussing Abby's bad marriage to Ray's boss, Julian Marty. After gradually admitting they are attracted to each other, they stop at a motel and have sex. Lauren Visser, a private detective, the private detective takes photos of the tryst and delivers them to Marty. Whoever wrote this used the word tryst, Tryst, to be like they're in a.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Like it's like you're getting into a situation. Yeah. It's. Is that a home prospector right there? He got himself in a tryst now. I get this is in Texas, but that's a little.
That's how a private investigator talks.
Okay, Abby grabs some belongings from home, including a small pistol Marty gifted to her, and warns Ray to stay away from the bar. Instead, Ray goes and asks Marty for his unpaid wages. Marty mocks Ray, predicting that Abby will betray him in the way that she did Marty, and when confronted, will say, "I haven't done anything funny." The next morning, Marty attempts to kidnap Abby from Ray's home, but she beats him up. Humiliated, he offers Visser $10,000 to kill the couple. Visser agrees and tells him to, quote, go fishing to establish an alibi. Visser breaks into Ray's home and steals Abby's gun. He presented photos of the couple's corpses to Marty as evidence. Marty goes to the bathroom to vomit and opens the safe to give Visser his fee, surreptitiously, placing one of the photos inside. Visser suddenly shoots Marty with Abby's gun, leaving it and taking the money. However, Visser doesn't realize the cigarette lighter is underneath the fish Marty caught on his trip. It is revealed that Visser doctored the photos of the couple asleep to look as if he shot them. Ray decided to confront Marty about his wages again, returns to the bar, and discovers his body, accidentally discharging Abby's gun when he steps on it. Assuming Abby had murdered Marty, Ray puts the gun into Marty's coat pocket and the body in the backseat of the car. While driving, he is shocked to discover that Marty is still alive, albeit barely. Ray drives into a field and begins to bury Marty in a shallow grave. Finding the gun, Marty takes aim and pulls the trigger 3 times, falling on an empty chamber each time. Ray gingerly takes the gun and finishes burying Marty as he screams in terror. A distraught Ray, I'm going to add one little sentence to the end of this one. Ray then freaks out at him still like moving around in the grave and beats his head with the shovel. Mm-hmm. Or where he thinks his head is going to be, because obviously he missed.
Yeah, he packs it in real hard.
Well, he obviously missed because of the end of the movie. Oh, no, you're right. I'm mistaken. I just did the same thing that Frances McDormand does at the end of this movie. Cause I thought it was Marty. She thought it was Marty. Anyway, I just talked myself through the whole movie again. Yep. Ray puts the gun in Marty's coat. Ray drives into a field against bury him. Ray takes the gun, screams in terror, and then beats his head in with a shovel while he's buried under the ground. A distraught Ray goes to Abby's new apartment and tries to explain that he, quote, cleaned it all up. She, unnerved by the blood on his clothing, says, quote, I haven't done anything funny, which disturbs him further and leads to an argument. Visser calls the apartment, but does not speak when Abby picks up. She assumes and tells Ray that it was Marty. Horrified, he drops the gun as he leaves. Later, he is confronted by Maurice, the other bartender, who tells him about a phone message Marty left regarding money stolen from the safe. Marty's cover story for the $10,000 he paid Visser. While burning the doctored photos, Visser realizes that Marty kept one and he cannot find his lighter. Knowing these can implicate him, he returns to the bar and attempts to break into the safe, but is thwarted by the arrival of Abby, who thinks the damage to the safe was caused by Ray and starts to realize Marty might be dead. Later, she has a nightmare about Marty, warning her that Ray will kill her as well. She goes to confront Ray, who, now thoroughly confused, tells her that Marty was still alive when Ray buried him. While Abby tells Maurice about her suspicions, Ray goes to the bar himself and, opening the safe, discovers the doctored photo. Believing Abby is in danger, he realizes someone is following him on the way to her apartment. When Abby arrives to discover Ray sitting in the dark, she turns the lights on, thinking it will protect her from him. Visser, who is on a rooftop across the street with a rifle, then shoots and kills Ray. Abby manages to smash the light bulb with her shoes and hides in the bathroom. Entering the apartment, Visser searches Ray for the lighter, which was overlooked by everyone, and goes into the bathroom, only to find Abby has climbed out the window into the next apartment. When he reaches around the window, she stabs him with Ray's knife, pinning his hand to the sill as she backs away in shock. Visser empties his gun into the wall, then punches it through to remove the knife. Punches through the wall to remove the knife. Returning to the apartment, Abby picks her gun up and shoots Visser through the bathroom door. Abby says, quote, I'm not afraid of you, Marty. Visser, lying mortally wounded on the floor, bursts into laughter and responds, well, ma'am, if I see him, I'll sure give him the message. And that was blood circle. That was blood simple. That is, it wasn't very blood simple in the end, right? It was the plot was pretty convoluted.
Yes.
For how short it was. I didn't think it would try to throw that many twists and turns into it. And I guess
for 1984 and not being a sci-fi movie,
yeah,
there was a lot going on.
I was really surprised. And then I don't even really know if it's much going on. Like what actually happens and what's going on is not really the thing. It's like how they all assume what's going on is really the story, and how the story like progresses is by what they assume about each other.
That, and then I feel like the overall feeling of fear that everybody has throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, paranoia.
Yeah,
just kind of sits with everyone, but they're all paranoid about different things. And through the movie, you're finding out who they are and why they're paranoid about that thing. It's really interesting. These guys are good writers. I think they're gonna be good one day.
That's crazy.
They, I think they even do some really cool stuff.
If they make something of themselves, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I will be really surprised to see that. I'm just gonna read through the themes really quick. I have like 7. I have deceit, companionship is salvation, loss of innocence, manipulation, the consequences of assumption, lying, temptation, and destruction. That's it.
I just want to point out, this movie is continuing the feeling that women always win the divorce.
That's what you got. That's what you got. All right. Interesting.
Just saying, he died. I mean, she got to live.
They both died.
She didn't die.
No, like both of the men.
All the men. Yeah, all the men died.
Yeah, all of them.
Does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
No. No, not at all. If you count her talking to herself as counting as passing the talking to another woman about something thing. No.
But it's about a man, isn't it?
Yeah. It would have been. She would have just been like, "Hey, can you help me kill this guy?" Like, yeah, sure. You know how women are. They did a lot of killing men.
God. Don't we all?
My first thought says Texas is rough, I don't even know what that's in reference to. It's just Texas is rough.
I mean, they were all damn sweating their asses off throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Especially damn Visser and Marty. Both were sweating bullets.
Visser's character is so good. I liked his character a lot.
Yeah.
Not
No.
likable.
His character was good. I struggled understanding him for a lot of the movie. I had captions on, and that helped a lot.
I have to watch everything with captions at this point. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even do it. But his character is so interesting. Just being this guy who's like, who plays dumb in conversation with others, but is secretly just like this conniving person.
Yeah.
That was a really interesting dynamic. And then the way he played it being so, not prophetic, because that's not the word, but it like heavy on idioms and stuff like that, and just weird sayings. Southern. He's just a Southern person.
Yeah. He plays Texas really well.
Yeah. I actually have never seen this guy in another movie, and he's still alive.
Is that not the guy that was in? No, that's not the guy that was in Men in Black.
I don't know.
That was Marty's character that was in all the Men in Black movies, I think.
Yeah. But I went and looked him up. He looked like he was in a few stuff, other things that were all right. Nothing really. But
he fell off for real.
I don't know if he was ever on. Yeah. I just really liked his performance. I thought it was good. I have my next note that says the intro scene is interesting with all the cars passing through the lights. Just like the way that they set up because that kind of rides the vibe. Just,
It sets up the movie, like the whole movie itself was dark. And that really set up to let you know right from the beginning, hey, this movie's going to be dark. But we're going to have a lot of lighting that is going to go by and show you stuff, but it's going to be dark. Both physically and metaphorically.
Yeah. It's one of the weirdest movies, dialogue-wise that I've seen in a while. I mean, I watched the movie from 1940 the other day, and this has much weirder dialogue. Because they just don't, none of them have conversations. They all just kind of say things to each other and like say things at each other. And like John Getz's character, the Ray, he gives a good performance, but I don't understand his character through a lot of this movie. Not like in what he's saying, but his actions and stuff.
Yeah, I put down he was dumb.
Like he like why would you take the body? That is not your fucking responsibility.
Even if you want to help her, bro, you just take her somewhere, or take the gun.
That's my biggest thing. Why are you staying within 40 miles of this incident? If you're so afraid of someone's watching us, or someone I'm just gonna go back to my apartment then.
Yeah.
Someone's following me. Oh, I'll just go home.
Mm-hmm.
What?
There was a lot, and one of the other things was I don't know how advanced they were in 1984 in forensics and stuff, but they were wiping the fingerprints off, and I was like, did they have fingerprints in 1984?
I think they had fingerprints.
That's I was watching with my girlfriend, and we kind of came to the conclusion, yeah, they had fingerprints, but probably not DNA testing.
Yeah.
And so
you would just look at them and be like, that's the one.
Yeah. But I was like, why would you not just take the gun? If that's what you're concerned about.
Right.
Or leave. Yeah, he was dumb.
He was a pretty dumb guy.
Yeah.
Very Texas guy.
I guess. But then he had the balls to damn bury that dude alive.
Yeah.
What the hell, bro? You must really love that woman.
Or hate your boss. Imagine hating your boss that bad.
Por qué no los dos?
Why can't we have food?
Yeah, why not? I also put down about it being dark. I feel like there was a lot of symbolism with the lighting that I do not comprehend.
Yeah.
I'm too much of a layman to understand all that stuff. But I imagine there was a lot. The way that the lighting was.
I for me, that one scene where he's burying him, he has the shovel stuck into the dirt and it's sticking out. That like was giving me some Pet Cemetery vibes. I think that was what it was trying to do, because then when you see him in the dream sequence, you're like, yeah, no, I did. So I thought that was a nice touch. There's one interesting thing about this movie, actually, that the director's cut came out a few years later, and it's one of the few director's cuts that is shorter than the theatrical version of the movie. The theatrical version is 99 minutes, and the re-release, remaster, director's cut, whatever, was 96 minutes.
What did they cut?
Just random scene, like just random shots of like that lingered for too long in their opinion, or just stuff that didn't feel like it was necessary. So some of that dark, like eerie bullshit might just be things that they, with their editor, like the editor they were working with at the time, was like, "Oh, you gotta keep this," but they have been, working on movies for so long. I don't know when it came out. I think it was like maybe 10 years later, but they had been working on a few other movies, so I think they had a better idea of editing, and maybe that was why that happened. But I would be interested to see what they changed or what they took out, because there is some stuff in here that feels a little bit like it's throwing you off the track of what you're supposed to be looking for, and like kind of takes away from the idea of the movie, or not even the idea, but just the plot in general.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, okay, so why did we just see them standing around in this room right
There
now?
definitely were some of that where it's like, you're going too long.
So, there's like a few scenes where McDormand kind of just walks around the room, and she just like is looking around. And like, I don't know if I need to see this, to be honest with you. This is probably a waste of my time.
I will say the one scene, I think it was when they were in Ray's house when they were arguing. That scene was so long.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was easily 10 minutes of them just talking. I was like, this is draining right now. Holy shit.
And the
This is
movie
a
is
lot.
not preparing you for talking either.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we're going to plot this big talking scene right now.
Yeah, well, it was a bunch of scenes that were 2 minutes, 3 minutes, a minute and a half, 10 minutes. I was like, whoa, we've been standing in this room for far too long. Let's get a move on, please. At least change the scene or go outside.
Yeah. There is definitely that aspect of it where you're like, this is someone's first movie.
Yeah.
And they are definitely finding, their voice a little bit. Yeah. I think that's the
There was a lot of this in this movie where it would slow down and they would talk for a bit, and then something would happen and it would go really fucking fast all through it. Like when he got shot, it was like, boom, he's shot. Okay. Well, now Ray's here. He finds the body. Oh shit, we got to get rid of the body. Now he's driving.
Yeah.
And now he's burying them. Like, whoa. And then they start arguing and it goes 10 minutes. And I'm like, what are we doing? It was a lot of, the pacing was just weird.
Yeah. I can see that. It was very just out of order sometimes in the way that it should have, like the way time was allocated. So like you're saying, it's probably a little weird.
Yeah, but I also, maybe that adds to the
suspense of it.
The suspense or the feelings to get you into the place of the characters, right? Ray found the body and got super frantic. So they sped up the pace to make it more frantic.
And then them dropping that line about him being a veteran, like, and him, like, feeling like he had to kill him or he's gonna be, stuff's his boss. Not like he's just a random girl he's fucking with and then, he's gonna bury her boyfriend. It's like his boss. So his boss sees his face, knows exactly who did it. So he's got to do it if he wants to,
Which is just hilarious because if he hadn't done anything,
he would be fine.
Marty would have gone after Visser.
Yeah.
Or died.
Yeah.
Either way, bro, like he would have either died in the bar or gone after Visser. But now you're there. Well, now he's got to try to shoot you.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I also like the what's the rule where if you show a gun in the first act, you better use it by the third?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they showed when she got her gun that she had 3 bullets. And then I was counting down the bullets as they used them. So he shot Marty with one, and then he kicked the gun, and that used one. And then when Marty attempted to shoot him, and you heard all 3 clicks, I was like, oh shit, because there's 6, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, well, there's the other one. When's that gonna get used? Yeah.
I enjoyed that scene. I'm pretty sure they were trying to mirror God touching David. That thing. I don't know why. Don't ask. Don't know why they were trying to.
Does life imitate art, or art imitate life?
Yeah, right. But he really did. And he soft hand reached over and grabbed it.
What did the synopsis say? Gingerly? He was super ginger.
He's like, yeah. I'm just gonna
come on. Yeah. Also, dude. Well, I guess it hadn't been fired. I was gonna say a gun after it's just been shot is hot as hell.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you did that, but it hadn't been shot. So. Yeah.
That scene is so funny.
Yeah.
It's just like, no.
It was one of those funny scenes in a not funny movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of those in this one. I have this one scene. This is one of them, actually. The scene where he threatens the old man with the fact that the Grecian used to behead the messenger because they didn't like the message that the messenger brought. And, like, Marty using that as a way to, like, kind of intimidate Visser a little bit. And Visser just replies, well, number one, I'm pretty sure we got strict laws regarding that. And number two, I ain't the messenger. He said, give me a call when you want to cut my head off. I can always call around without it. It was just so... I live around people like that. So whenever stuff like that gets put on screen, I always just laugh because it's so funny. And he plays it so well. He's such a, like, feels like a real person. Yeah.
And he even, like, I can always crawl around without it. Like, he's buying in that he's just a fucking parasite. Like, he knows. He's on board. He's like, yeah, I'm just a dirty PI. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I mean, you know your worth, know yourself, or flip that. But, he played it so well. I just believe it so much. I believe that that's a real person.
And it helps you buy in to when you saw the pictures that we were like, that's fake.
Yeah.
Those pictures are fake.
I can almost tell immediately. I was like, there's no way. They just killed the main characters in the movie. There's no movie after that. So.
Well, I didn't know if he was going to kill Marty or if he was just going to take the money and run it.
Yeah.
Right? But I just knew the pictures were fake. I was like, or if they weren't, I mean, what's going to happen after
I think
that?
it may have been a better movie if Visser takes the money, runs, and Marty's got to do it himself. Maybe they give Maurice a little bit of a bigger role.
Could be.
I don't know. I like the movie how it is, though, with like all of the assumptions leading to Visser getting killed on accident, really.
Am I crazy for saying that when I first saw Maurice, I was like, hey, is that OJ? And then I was like, no, that's not OJ. Okay. Just for a second. He looked like young OJ when OJ was in movies.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Honestly.
Maybe that's my bad. But I was like, hey, that kind of looks like OJ.
I don't want to say yes.
Then they zoomed in and I was like, okay, that's not OJ.
Let me just take a look at it real quick. Art, I think his name is Sam Art Williams. Yeah. He's a playwright.
Whoa.
Damn. They do not have a picture. I think we're about to go to break. Catch us back when we come back from break. We're going to look at Sam Art Williams real quick. And we'll be right back.
We'll let you know if he looks like OJ. Yeah. We're back.
Kind of looks like OJ.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of looks like OJ. He had like hair. He had like a little pumped up, like a short fro. Very short fro.
Like a OJ in the movies.
Yeah.
Type fro. In Airplane. That's where I think of OJ.
It was in Airplane. I don't think.
Oh, not Airplane. I'm sorry. Is it the Naked Gun he was in? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. A Leslie Nielsen movie is what I meant to say. No, I don't think OJ looks like Kareem. Okay, calm down.
I enjoy every character except for uh Ray. Every character except for Ray is pretty smart. And then Ray is just the dumbest guy in the world getting thrown into the worst situation. Throwing himself really, but yeah.
Abby sure knows how to pick him.
Yeah, maybe Abby's not that smart either, but and maybe Marty isn't either. Maybe I should just rethink that whole note.
Maurice was pretty smart. Visser was really smart, like you said, played stupid. Abby was okay, you know. She started connecting some dots, and then Ray was just dumb.
Yeah.
Marty was just egotistical.
Addie's biggest thing is that she just jumped to conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest character lapse for her, but I wouldn't say that's because she's dumb. She's just looking out for herself.
Mm-hmm.
But she did kind of put herself in that situation in the first place.
Yeah. We didn't even ever hear like why they were
fucking.
Why her and Marty were fighting.
I mean,
like why, if they were getting a divorce or what. We didn't hear anything about that. Just kind of, they just started in the car. I hate my husband. Okay then.
Women get lonely from time to time.
Apparently. Sounded like he was raking in the big bucks. He had 10 G's in 1984 to just drop like
on killing people.
Yeah, sounds like he had some damn money. It sounds like his bar was working.
He didn't have any connections though. He had to go to Visser. Yeah.
She was too hot for him anyways.
And
Ray?
My next thing says the bar owner playing Envious Man was done really well. Thought he like showed envy in a really he played it really well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like his envy was palpable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fucking mad too, dude. I don't know about killing her. That's a little much, but
that first little monologue when he was like, "Oh, are you trying to be funny?"
Yeah.
Like, you know what's gonna be funny? I was like, hell yeah, that's sick. Get it, Marty.
Get it, Marty.
Yeah. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna fucking die laughing.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
And so are you. Heyo.
Heyo. Yeah. We talked about it, like the little bit of like how dramatic the tone of the movie is and the acting. I thought it really was a good contrast with how slow and subtle the movie was. And it, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to make it work, but I feel like it really works. Really, as a good juxtaposition, because I think it feeds into the lie and the deceit and all of that.
And I think it was kind of like with the pace where it would get slow and fast, the dramatization would go with that, right? So when they're slow and they're just talking, it's pretty normal. Again, like you said, they're not normal conversations. They're not. These are movie conversations, right? But then when things ramp up and get fast, they are acting way over the top.
Yeah.
When he was burying Ray and he's just like, I was like, okay, bro, chill. I know you're digging a hole, like.
PTSD is weird.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then all the cuts were like fast from him digging to throwing the dirt, throwing the dirt, and in the background he's like, ugh.
You know where I would have been even like that? When his fucking car stalled in the middle of that field. Oh my god, my heart would be beating out of my chest. You just buried a man and murdered him, finished him off, and it's like,
yeah. No. The fact that it went for so long too. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna have him not be able to live.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a great plot point. But I also like just the irony of like, oh no, it's nothing.
That was one of those scenes where it almost felt like it lingered too long.
Yeah.
But I think it was just enough to give you that suspense of, oh shit. Yeah, and then it turns on. I was like, oh my god.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Them planning that murder was pretty sinister. What were you gonna say though?
I shot out to him with his old wagon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a station wagon, right?
I think so.
or was it a? No, it wasn't a wagon, but it was like one of them old long ass cars with the
It was like an older Chevy.
big old bench seats that he threw Ray in.
Stop texting.
Shut up.
One of my notes, the fucking dog in the apartment was really cool. Or as a way of just being like, you can't get away from me. I'm going to find you. And then her sneak attack, him getting his ass kicked by his girlfriend. I'm like, oh, you kind of ruined the bill.
Yeah. Facts.
They ruined the bill. Like, they put over Frances as like a strong woman, but then you put over Marty as like this bitch. And that was probably the intention, but I don't know if that should have happened so early in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things that was weird where I was like, she got the sneak attack and she still kicked his ass?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to her then.
Like, he's playing a shithead villain, you know, but he's also like, he's such a shithead that he gets fucked up and then he becomes conniving. I don't know if that tracks perfectly for me, but...
Well, it's rare that a villain, I guess, tries to outthink the hero, as opposed to just brute force. Just, I'm super strong, you know?
Maybe that's why people like Killmonger so much. See, like, outthought Black Panther.
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of those ones where it was differing viewpoints that people could see both sides. So, but I think very different from this, where I think from the beginning we were like, bro, why are you hiring him to fucking kill him, bro? Is it that serious?
It's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's so unnecessary to feel the need to kill them.
Yeah. She doesn't like you, dog. Like, move on.
You're so embarrassed. You're willing to waste $10,000. That's wild.
Literally.
Maybe it's speaking to the fragility of the male ego. I have no idea.
It could be part of it. Like I said, he was very ego-driven.
Yeah.
Pretty much his whole character, so.
Yeah. Probably.
But so was Ray, honestly. I think a lot of, like, Ray going straight to the bar when she was like, don't go to the bar. He goes to the bar. I think that a lot of that was, like, him just being like, yeah, I'm fucking your girl. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like he had a lot of
I'm fucking your girl and you owe me money.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
money.
But when Marty was like, go fuck yourself, I'm not paying you, I was like, hell yeah. I wouldn't pay him either.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. I agree with Marty and Ray. I agree with both of their situations, or I can empathize with both of their situations. But I don't agree with with anything they do.
No.
But I can empathize with both of their situations and why they feel the way that they feel.
Yeah, it totally makes sense for Ray to be like, hey, I'm fucking your wife, so I'm going to quit, but I like my money. And it makes a lot of sense for Marty to be like, no.
No, because you're fucking my girl.
Yeah, you're fucking my wife, no? You know?
I'll straight up kill you right now.
Yeah, it's 1984 in Texas. There are no laws saying I have to pay you.
Or that I can't kill you. One of these notes here I have says that nervous, sweaty cowboy is a great. Talking about Walsh or what's the name, Visser.
Visser, yeah. Dude, that's what I'm saying. He was sweating like a pig all movie.
Yeah, and then when Marty gets the news that that they're killed, he goes immediately to the bathroom to wash his hands. He's just like, it's not on me. I didn't do this. I'm like, I thought
he went to puke.
Yeah, and then he felt like he.
Well, when he went to puke, I kind of was like, he's doing something in there. I don't know what he's doing. If he's gonna keep the pictures or what. And then he ended up swapping out the thing with one of the pictures. And I was like, okay, I guess that's what he did. But it was one of those things where I was like, is he really puking? Or is he just going in there making a bunch of noise and trying to be conniving?
I also think he just kind of felt guilty and he had to like wash his hands of guilt. That was at least what I thought that was doing as a metaphor.
Could have been.
Could have very well.
For sure. Speaking of hands.
Yeah.
At the end when she stabs through his hand.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm sure. Yeah, I was reading that part and I was like, oh yeah, Preston probably hated that.
yep. And the whole time he's like, I'm like, stop moving your hand. What is wrong with you? You're making it worse. And the fact that she jammed it in and twisted it. I don't know.
There's never been something that I've seen in a movie where, well, I don't know, say never. 'Cause I've watched John Wick, but in a movie that's not specifically meant to be an action movie or I kill 200 people over the course of 2 hours movie, I've never really seen something that real violent. I guess Tarantino's movies, but
Yeah, that was the other thing. That was really
it's really, really violent.
and really realistic.
Yeah,
Like it just
that's how you want to
and when he
do that. if
when he
you're gonna-
pulled it out real slow, I was like, yo, that looks like it's in his hand. That's crazy.
Yeah. So small budget, but good VFX team, practical VFX at least. And then I really enjoyed the camera work when he's shooting through the wall, and they just have that backlight, like spotlight peering through the wall. I
That was
thought that
sick.
was cool.
The whole time he was shooting, I was like, girl, you're dumb. Like, better move. Yeah, why are you standing there? All he has to do is turn the gun this way and you're dead. Like, what are you doing? You better move.
Yeah. And then when she shoots him and has that great line, I knew she was gonna be like, "Fuck you, Marty," and Viscera just ends the movie on a great line. That one was incredible. Well, man, no one knows what
I see him.
Oh God, that's so good. And I like that he didn't like speak throughout the whole thing. If he had been walking through saying all that dumb redneck shit, like throughout walking through the whole building, that would have been really annoying. But
he was being like a burglar, being real quiet. It was
yeah,
realistic. It was cool.
I liked it. And then to have him finally like be like, well, I guess don't really need to keep it in now. Yeah, after he gets shot, I enjoy all the little touches, and then the line is just incredible.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, the sniper, I was like, you're going crazy, bro. No way.
you about to pop her in that head.
Dead ass. You're posted up across the street from her new apartment, just ready to. You're
Why
like,
would you cheat on your husband and then buy an apartment with what are those windows called?
the giant ass, like gothic style windows.
Yeah, gothic style glass pane windows.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
with no curtains up whatsoever.
And shout out to Ray for being smart.
Yeah.
Honestly, at that point, that was one of the smartest things he did. He was like, no, keep the lights off. And she was like, fuck that. So he died.
Yeah. So you die.
Yeah, I'm just going to kill you. How about that?
So actually, you're gonna die.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I am stupid.
If I turn the light on, you'll die, not me. So.
I know you're a war veteran and all, but I think I know a little more about espionage.
Yeah, my ex-husband hired a private investigator.
Yeah.
I know a lot about that.
God. Anything else that we really need to talk about? I did like how John Getz played Ray's PTSD and how he'll bring it up. He feels like he wants to talk about it, and then it just kind of like he buries it in some way, or hits him with the "I'm all right" or type of thing.
Yeah, it seemed like it would like hit him, and she'd be like, "Are you good?" And he'd have to be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like
he wants to say no,
right,
talk about it,
right.
But he's just like, "I'll be all right."
Yeah.
It was really good. I liked the subtlety of that, and it was really cool.
Toxic masculinity. Let's go. Making another appearance on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Is it in the room with us right now? Also, him packing up his boxes with string.
Yeah.
Killed me.
Like,
they didn't have damn tape, bro. They didn't have tape. Are you serious? They're using string.
I'm taking twine.
Yeah, twine, that ass. And cutting it with a damn big ass knife, bro.
My dad would do. I didn't have no tape, so we just tied him up in twine.
Yeah. So your dad's gonna move to his next house.
Yeah.
I had this extra ball of twine in the garage.
I had a whole bundle of twine down there, so just thought I'd tie them up.
It was hiding back there behind the lawnmower.
Yeah, I think that's really it.
It was a short movie. And pretty sure.
Oh, I wanted to point out the fishes metaphor was pretty cool.
There's a metaphor for the fish?
Sleeping with the fishes. That's how she walked in there and saw the fish and was like, "Oh, fuck, he's dead."
I didn't even think about that. I just know that it smelled like 2 cans of Bounce That Ass in that room, bro. It was bad.
No. Back. I hope that doesn't fuck.
And we back. And we back.
Maybe the audio's good. If not,
Yeah, that room had to smell like shit.
that room smelled like a 2-pack of ass.
Yeah, well, because you saw how bad they were sweating in that room. And then you put some fish in there, and that fish was in there for a couple of days, bro. And a dead body. Oh my god. Oh, okay. A lot of blood.
Yeah, it was dried blood.
Ray trying to.
She did some dried blood and then dead fish.
Yeah.
So.
Ray trying to wipe up the blood with his windbreaker. Bro.
Wax on, wax off. Oh god, that was so funny. I'm like, bro, you're just spreading.
Yeah. First of all, if you've ever tried to clean anything up with a windbreaker, you know that doesn't happen. Windbreaker don't soak nothing up. And blood just smears. What are you doing? I would have seen it, seen the puddle of blood, just been like, I'm out. Just back away slowly and leave. Stupid.
Yeah, Ray's a cool guy. I'd love to have a beer with Ray, but never had a body with Ray.
No.
Never asked Ray for advice.
I don't even think I'd want to work with Ray.
I mean, as a bartender, I think.
No.
No? Okay.
No, because somebody would spill a beer and he'd go try to clean it up with his fucking windbreaker. No, then you got to go behind him and clean it up. No. I'll go get a beer with him until he spills it.
Yeah. Ray's a fun character.
It's my turn. Yeah.
All right, I guess let's put this on the list.
Can we?
One of us has to go.
Oh, very much so.
I'll go first. I will give it a 7 points.
Whoa. A 0.6? We're allowed to go 0.6?
Yeah,
Oh. Whoa. Okay. Hey. Whoa. I'm gonna be right there. Thank you. I hadn't thought about my score prior to now. I think I'm gonna go with, let's do a 5.9. I want to do a 6, but not strong enough.
After getting done watching this movie, I was like, Preston probably didn't like.
No, it was okay. I knew.
I didn't know how horror related it was. To be honest with you, I didn't think it was thriller.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was so much a thriller as I thought it was like
A drama, yeah.
like a crime drama, like a crime movie.
Yeah.
Like I thought the mob would be involved. It was just like a guy.
Well, I like a thriller, but I honestly am not big into movies older than like the mid-90s. Anything older than that, it takes me out of it. You know, I lose the, the sense of disillusionment or whatever it is. You know what I'm trying to say. The realism. I can't put myself in it.
I have the same problem, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's just because we grew up seeing those movies, and then anything like after that just kind of feels old.
Yeah.
The only movie that I watched recently from that period of time that has actually felt like it didn't date itself is like The Godfather.
Yeah.
because the movie has nothing to do really with society other than like the
Mhm. Yeah. The the sound is usually what does it for me. And the sound in this movie was 80s, but the music in this movie was fucking fire. All of it. The one song that they played, yeah, they played it during all the parts where, hey, we're killing Marty, okay, all those parts. And then there was the other one at the end when Visser was in there. I was like, this music is, whoever did the music, fucking fire. I need to watch their movies because that was sick.
It was Carter Burwell.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna look him up. And even the music that wasn't, yeah, the music that wasn't custom, that was great.
But yeah, I agree. Music was really cool in this movie. And I feel like it wasn't overpowering ever.
Mm-hmm.
Never too much. The cinematography was really cool.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of close-ups.
Yeah. They do a lot of cool stuff with lighting, which is kind of what you have to do when you have a $1.5 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just, as far as movie making goes,
yeah,
I could have had more going on. Probably could have had more natural characters.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, for being from the 80s with a small budget, it was good. Mm-hmm.
I saw this movie. I'd give these guys more money.
Yeah.
And after this, they would go on to make, I think, Raising Arizona was their next.
Okay. Oh.
I know the main character is a girl named Arizona because they're raised.
You're killing me. Is Johnny Depp in that movie? Why do I feel like he is? Okay. Unless I'm being crazy. I think that's the only thing I know about that movie. Nicolas Cage? Yo.
Frances McDormand is, there's Naomi Arizona. There's the
Nathan, Arizona. TJ Coons.
Oh, yeah. There we go. There's Arizona.
Wow.
You can watch it on Stars.
Who?
I've got Stars.
I do?
I'm watching for F&M self-tapes. It's Scottish.
Yeah.
I had to watch it on Prime, but Prime has this thing called Free.
Okay. I've heard of it.
It's just a free Amazon movie. And they play it 7 to 8 ads during an hour and 30 minutes.
So it's like cable.
That was rough. Yeah.
They got to make an hour and a half movie into 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you can get a half an hour of ads.
2 minutes of ads. It's not like, oh, here's 2 30-second ads. Or like dub ads. It's a bunch of different ads for 2 minutes.
But you get to watch the movie for free.
I mean, I kind of have to I have to buy all these things. Every ad you watch, you have to.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Yeah. It really sucked when I saw a Summer's Eve ad like that. What am I gonna do with that?
Hate when Lamborghini.
Fuck. There's $250,000 down the drain. Holiness.
It's $250,000.
Thank you for coming on our show.
No, I was talking about those summer.
Who?
You've not heard.
Well, they're no longer with us, Hunter. So,
Fuck y'all. So for next week's FNF, I have no clue what's coming on.
Let's
I
go.
think it's gonna be my dad because no
Let's.
one has answered me when I asked who can do it. So I think it's gonna be my dad just because it is easy, and then
Jeff got all the takes.
and he's pretty open. Got a pretty open schedule. And then yesterday, this comes out Friday. Yesterday, I posted a late, which is today where I'm filming. Yeah.
Hold on, what? Is that how it works? Oh my god.
Self tapes yesterday. It was a belated Juneteenth episode. We watched Malcolm X. I watched Malcolm X. He didn't watch it. I watched that movie and reviewed it. And so that came out yesterday. And this upcoming Monday, you can watch me review Morgori Kabar. Yeah. And then next Friday will be my pick with my dad, more than likely. So be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout for Greg and Jeff. Give the hi-hat. Comes out Sundays or at midnight. So there's that too. It's me and my dad's friend and my dad and his friend. And they talk about random stuff. Last week they talked about casinos and new North Carolina casino law. And I have no clue what they talked about this week, but I'm sure it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Or at least relatable. So check that out. Subscribe, like the video, follow us on Spotify if you're listening on audio. Rate the pod. What else can you do? You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow Preston. Actually, probably
I'll use it.
and he's on it, so don't even bother. Follow me on Instagram. You can follow Q Crew on Instagram. You can follow Finding New Photos on Instagram. So go do that. I think that's it. Any closing remarks? I will leave you all with. Well, man, if I see him, I'll sure to give him the message.